Yo, what's Gucci, guys? It's your boy Glasgow back with another video, and in this video we're going to be talking about a book that I believe all YouTubers and creatives must read. Now, I hope that was enough to help you guys or convince you to read this book, because I truly believe if you read it, it's going to change the way you produce your work, produce your content, produce your videos, and overall just help you guys get better results. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, one day I was searching around for trending topics because that's a good way to get traffic on YouTube, and I saw that Seth Godin had released a new book. Now, I by no means am I some huge fanatic of Seth Godin's. I'm not a fan of all of his books, but I figured this would be a good way to get views. Shameless plug. But the reason I chose the book was because it had a pretty interesting title, and you know, I just saw that it was trending, so I chose to read the book. And little did I know that this book was gonna be the book that it was gonna be the exact book that I need to hear at this moment, guys. Because to tell you the truth, I've been frustrated as hell with this whole YouTube thing, man. I'm putting out content, you know, I'm doing what they say in the courses and stuff like that, and just being real, I'm not getting the results that I was hoping for. Now, there's a lot of reasons that I haven't been successful on YouTube, but the two main reasons are, number one is I just don't really consider myself a creative person, right? Like, it takes a lot of, at least what I thought was, it takes a lot of creativity to make videos. So I've just never really seen myself as somebody that's creative. And then the second reason is it's just extremely hard to just keep doing stuff and seeing very minimal results. So it's been a struggle for me, to say the least, on YouTube. So if you're feeling frustrated with your creative work or your creative process, I'm gonna give you guys my 3 biggest takeaways from this book, because I think they have really helped me out, and it's really given me like a spark of energy to keep doing what I'm doing. And I hope that this will help you consider reading the book, and you'll get that same spark too. First takeaway is that everyone, and literally everyone, can be creative. So I don't know about you guys, but when I think of a creative person, I think of this guy with shaggy hair, ripped up jeans, walking down the beach, is always carrying a paintbrush, or always coloring in a coloring book. That's what I think of when I think of a creative person. If anybody knows me, they know I'm the exact opposite of that. I'm kind of like this macho man football player, soldier. You tell me to do something, I'm gonna execute it with the best of my abilities. I have just really never considered myself to be creative. You know, it's crazy. But Seth argues in the book, and I agree with him. He argues that we have all kind of been brainwashed into believing that we're these little cogs that fit into the overall system. And if you really think about it, like, think about the industrial age, think about how warehouses work, think about probably some of your jobs right now. The jobs were kind of designed for us to be put in this one position where we kind of do monotonous work over and over again, where we produce a result, and that result kind of leads up to the greater product or greater solution that the company was trying to provide. But the point I'm trying to get is that we've all kind of been trained into thinking that we're just this one small piece, and we just need to do this job over and over again till we get good at it, and that'll help the company out. But what he also goes on to say in the book is that that is not a human's original design. We weren't designed to just do this monotonous work over and over again. We were actually designed to be creative. We were designed to be leaders. We were designed to look at problems and solve them. That's what humans are really supposed to be doing. So when we're doing this monotonous work and not being creative, we're actually doing ourselves a disservice, and we're going against who we naturally are. And guys, as I've grown older, I've got to say I agree with him, because I think that we're worth, and we're just built to be so much more than to be planted in this one job and just do this repetitive thing over and over again to produce a result for the dominant company. To tell you the truth, guys, I feel a lot more fulfilled. I feel a lot more engaged when I'm doing stuff like YouTube, because I'm actually trying to look at problems. I'm actually trying to solve them. I'm actually using my creative thinking to get in front of the right people, to produce the right content, to make stuff that people want to watch and that entertains people. It really challenges me to be creative, and that's when I feel the most fulfilled. So I definitely agree with his first point, and that's my first big takeaway. My second biggest takeaway from the book is that creativity is a practice, and unlike my previous assumptions about what creativity was and how it was like magical, and when it strikes you, that's when you need to create, Seth completely goes against that notion. He actually believes that creativity is something that you should do daily. It's something that you should practice. He suggests that if you're making a YouTube channel, if you're writing a book, if you're writing a blog, you should actually practice the habit of doing that every single day. So if you're doing YouTube, get in front of the camera literally every day. Just talk to the camera. Get in the habit, get in the practice of making content. It's almost to the point that you need to treat it like a professional. You need to show up to work every day to do your job, which is creating content, which is solving problems. So I thought that was a really interesting point. So I've kind of changed the way I'm looking at creating. I'm really trying to make it like a job. Every day I'm gonna show up to this job. I'm gonna pick a time that I'm gonna create. I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna get in front of this camera, and I'm gonna say something to the camera. I'm gonna give and deliver my content because I want to create a daily practice of creating things, of being creative. So I just really like that point that he made, and that was my second big takeaway. My third biggest takeaway from the book is shipping your work, because he says if you do all the work, if you do all the content creation, but nobody sees it, then what does it matter? And I totally agree. Guys, I can't tell you how many blogs I've written, how many outlines I've written for videos that have never seen the light of day. Literally none of y'all have ever seen these videos. And yes, I did put in the work, but if nobody saw it, if nobody got to experience it, if I didn't get to share these ideas with people, then what does it matter? It doesn't. Now you might be asking yourself, like, Glass, why did you not share your work? Why did you create all these things and didn't share it? And the truth is, I didn't share a lot of this work because I was afraid that people wouldn't like it, or I was afraid that they might think it's trash. And that leads me to some things that he said in the book that really just kind of helped me shift and like reframe my thought process of doing that. In the book, he says you gotta stop taking it personally. And if you think about it, he's right. Because just because somebody doesn't like your work, doesn't like your content, doesn't mean they don't like you. Like, let me say that again. Just because somebody doesn't like your work or doesn't like your content doesn't mean that they don't like you. They just don't like that piece of content, which actually leads me to my next point. My work is not for everyone. Not everyone is gonna like it. And as a matter of fact, if you're trying to target everyone, you're doing it wrong. My work is for people that want to become better, or that want to become better people, that want to go to the next level in life, that have desires to be successful. That's who my work is for. So if somebody that comes along that doesn't match those characteristics, doesn't like my work, then who gives a fuck? And that's the same kind of attitude that you guys should be taking when you're producing your content. And I just find that has helped me kind of just stop caring what people think. I know that the people that are like me, my tribe per se, they are going to resonate with my work because we want the same things. And that's, at the end of the day, that's who my work was made for. And my last thing is, like, be generous. He says in a book that we kind of need to reframe the way we think about this whole thing. He says that we need to stop thinking about everything that we do in terms of results. And I gotta admit, guys, I am very, very guilty of this. I challenge you guys to do this. Start thinking of your work or your creative process as if you're a lifeguard. Like, imagine this. If you're a lifeguard and you see a little baby drowning in the ocean, the last thing that you're going to do is wonder, like, oh man, I wonder if people are gonna like my work if you go save the baby. You're not going to think about that. You're just going to get in the ocean, swim to the baby, and do your job. And so if you are creative, if you're doing YouTube, if you're doing any of that, your job is to simply create. And so we need to take that lifeguard approach and stop caring what people are thinking about what we're going to produce. Stop caring. Just do the work anyway. You see, guys, I have a very firm belief that somebody out there is going to be positively affected by your work. Let me say that again. I believe strongly that somebody out there is going to be positively affected by your work. And so if you can just get past the point of thinking, are people gonna like it, and doing all that, and just produce the work and get it in front of the people that you think would need it, everything is gonna be fine. Anyway, guys, those were the three main takeaways I took from Seth Godin's new book, The Practice. Again, if you're doing YouTube or you're doing anything creative, I highly recommend that you pick up this book because it has helped me to stop focusing so much on the outcome, stop focusing on so much about what people think, but it's helped me to focus on just developing my practice, just showing up to work every day and creating content, because that's what I love to do. But anyway, guys, if you found value in this video, you know what to do. Go ahead and hit the like, hit the sub, hit the bell, join the gang. And until next time, I'll see y'all in the next video. Your boy Glass is out. Peace.